Hello and welcome to episode 93 of What If Civilization Started Over. Let's get into it. So last episode we saw many things happen, like the Mediterranean becoming even more drained, unifications in America, South American expansion and formation of economical alliance. The Congo forest fires get a lot bigger, especially because of this pink country, and this meteor thing here that lands in Africa and the capital. More seeking of islands, and a couple more things, especially expansion of alliances. But today we are going to be starting over with the Mediterranean, as we can look at the daily Mediterranean draining. And this is the daily draining of the Mediterranean. As well, the Mediterranean has... Is this right? Yeah. As the Mediterranean has drained a lot more. And countries are starting to get even more mad. And also, Baltic draining. Yeah. Let's see what gets drained in the Baltic Sea and what hasn't. Yeah, all this area's been drained. And, well, Russia is mad. Very bad. As they're just losing all their land. And because of this, more and more nations are going to continue to join the Square Alliance. Like this thing is going to join the Square Alliance. But other more landlocked countries are going to have sort of elections. And they will be persuaded to, by the Romans, to join the Star Alliance and leave their economical alliance. They have just switched sides. That is not very good, but also these two countries will be switching sides. That's not very good either. As well, the Europe and Asia is getting a lot more chaotic. When we go down to India, a new movement is going to be made. A movement of unification. And this movement, let's just remove this real quick. As this thing is going to be forming the new Indian Republic. The Republic of United India, as what they call it, as they believe that they should unite India as a whole. They also like the ideas of the Brazilian nation and believe that it should continue. They will be persuading these two countries to join it, but they won't be able to persuade these two. So what they will be doing in that situation is invading the blue country. As they quickly send their forces over into this nation, and are quickly able to go ahead and take the capital and force the nation to surrender. But then they send their troops right down south over into the red country, as they will be reaching their capital too. And when we look at that peace treaty, we can see that both countries get fully annexed. And, well, their capital is just going to be in the original location of the country that formed this nation. So right over here. Yeah. And, well, they left the economical alliance in order just to join it again. As they rejoin the economical alliance. And very quickly, like a few days after they were formed, they joined the Square Alliance. Yeah, we're going to see a lot of expansion of alliances in this video, as this country also decides to join the Star Alliance, seeing that the only draining things that's been affected is, well, this thing. And that was a meteor, not Roman draining of the Mediterranean. Yeah. Where to go now? Oh yeah, Brown China. As the brown Chinese country, or mainly the pink country, realizes that they were going to join the Diamond Coalition against China. But then they realized that they decided not to. Now they regret their decision. And as the brown Chinese are rapidly entering into China, as they continue their expansion as conquests in order to reconquer all of the Chinese region. And they are a democracy. They are actually one of the most stable countries in the world for one main reason. It's because they have one main goal: reunite China. And the people of this brown nation also have that goal in mind. And, well, because of this is how they're so powerful, as they are able to conquer all this territory. And they only they really need a few more territories in order to officially say that they've conquered all of China. And that is some of these Korean territories here. As they get those, they believe that they could reform China on the world map in this current time. Yeah. Let's look at this country. As this country is going to be going into chaos, as this thing is going to invade it. This country has been around for a little while, I think. I think it's been around like ever since World War V, a few episodes ago. Yeah. As this blue country invades it, and will quickly take its capital. And then we can look at the peace treaty. And this is the peace treaty, as they also decide to give a little bit of land to the North Persian country. Let's take these two countries are looking to unite. Well, they can't, that's the thing. The peace treaties of World War III forbidden these, the coalition of the Middle East a while back after World War III kind of made sure they can't unite. But these two are getting closer and closer every day. With Russia uniting them again, and not disuniting them, they feel like they need to unite in order to fight back against Rome. Yeah. When we look at this thing here, this thing isn't, in fact, Rome doesn't destroy stands on this one, but this one is destroyed and the Persian Gulf has water still. Yeah. Time to look at the Congo forest fires, as this pink country is failing even more at, stopping the fires. As they even lose all this region here, as this entire area just falls over and gets just burned to the ground. As well, the fires will continue to push and eventually take their second capital. They've moved their capital already because of these fires, and they've moved it again. And this new capital is taken. And the government, just like the country that was over here, last episode, right here, this country is going to collapse. And it is going to fall to South Africa. But not before the fires can do a lot of damage to it. As these fires are continuing to spread, as they start to surround this lake, and this whole lake gets surrounded by the fires, and the fires are even starting to evaporate. The fires are becoming so powerful that they're starting to evaporate this lake. Yeah. And the fires reach up to these water sources, as this country is not able to push back either. And a new thing is going to be made in order to attempt and stop these fires. A new, economical pact. The only purpose of it is to stop these fires. So, what countries are going to join it? South Africa. These are the countries that are going to form it. South Africa, this red country, Mozambique, this country which is in 3 economical alliances already, and this country. So all the countries that have borders with this alliance thing here, with the, forest fires. And they will be able to push back a bit because of this unity. This unity is allowing these fires to get pushed back a lot. And how are you going to divide this territory? But then they realize how are they going to divide this territory once they fully delete these fires. They don't know. That's the thing. But the Mozambique country specifically is the one pushing back, as they will be able to greatly push back the fires over in this region. And so with this African unification thing here, that continues to push back. But the fires themselves are pushing back down in South Africa, as they continue to go along and take over more of these central areas here of the Namibian desert thingy. Yeah. When we go over to the South American country is going to get another very surprising member into their alliance. And that member is actually going to be this Mexican country. Despite them being a landlocked territory, they're going to, decide to, join this unification for some reason. And time to go over here. As this country, I talked about last episode how it wanted to join the American unification. And the process of joining the American unification is over, as they would be joining America. And America is still growing. Yeah. Time to go to this gold country here. Because countries around it are going to be invading it. Specifically the Romans. As they are going to send their forces over into this country, the final standing of countries that are neutral in Europe, and really the entire region, which is kind of ironic considering their gold. Just look at the history of ancient Europe, and you'll know this region used to be gold, and they kind of took over all of Europe. So it's kind of ironic that they have the final stand of neutrality here, as they will be going. The Romans will be taking their capital, and also this area is going to be being invaded into as well. And we can look at a peace treaty. Let me pause this. And this is the peace treaty, as the Romans will be dividing this country. And, time to talk about Russia. Russia feels like they have had enough. They are going to make a statement to the entirety of the world, and they're going to say they are going to say that they have had enough. They say they've had enough with the entire draining of the Mediterranean Sea because of Rome. They believe that Rome should not exist. They believe that this draining, all of this chaos happens because of Rome. And Russia, seeing this, doing this, they are going to formally declare war on the Star Alliance. They have had enough with Rome, as they send their troops over into this area, and Rome is going to have to respond themselves. So what are they going to respond with? The Romans are going to declare war on Russia. And that is officially going to start World War VI. And that's going to do it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed today's episode of What Civilization Started Over. See you in the next episode where we will look at the beginning of World War VI. Bye!